Welcome back to Brunch Tales. Today we are at Broadway Mary's in Lorain. It is Memorial Day weekend. It's a sunny Saturday. Today we're going to touch on a whole bunch of topics, some that may be triggering, some that are definitely going to have us in vulnerable spaces. There's so much more to come. Stay tuned for the next episode. I wish there was somewhere we can see men at. Where are the boys? Do you feel like, maybe it's just, I'm just speaking for self, do you feel like you're more boy crazy now than you were when you were like a teen?
I wasn't boy crazy when I was a teen.
Oh, you weren't?
Not really, no. I still did shit, obviously. I liked it, of course, but I wasn't boy crazy. I didn't give my mom. Well, listen, I think that I might sound hypocritical right now considering I got pregnant when I was a junior, but it was.
That doesn't make you boy crazy. That was just a boy.
I had the one boyfriend. I never had sex with anyone in high school or nothing. Like with nobody I went to school with ever, you know? So,
I feel like in my late 20s, my late 20s, I was definitely boy crazy, AF, like majorly boy crazy, like to the point to where I was literally like, oh, okay, I've been at work all week. Where's the niggas? Like I wanted to be out the fuck side, like all the time. And when I say boy crazy, I don't necessarily mean like I'm jumping from like dick to dick to dick, but I constantly wanted to be around male energy. I wanted to be around testosterone and masculinity. Like I really wanted to be around good looking, fine men that had good conversation like all the time.
Good looking, fine men.
With good conversation. And I realized it because it was like maybe like a year into this like phenomenon that I was like, damn bitch, like you're more boy crazy now as a grown woman than you were when you were like a teenager. I don't think I was that boy crazy when I was a teen because like I was so shy that I don't think I really would have had a chance to really truly be boy crazy. But you know, when I got my titties and you know my hair was growing and like I was making money and shit and I was growing, I had my own space, my own shit. I'm like, where's the men? I'm one of them.
Yeah, I wasn't boy crazy like that when I was younger at all. Like I used to get good grades and everything, you know. But I had a boyfriend and you know I ended up getting pregnant. But no, I wasn't boy crazy until. It's crazy because when you're younger and you only mess with one person, you know, it's kind of like once you get some freedom, I'm not saying you want to mess with everyone, but you are a little more curious. And then you get to know other men or, you know, have sex with other people. And it's like, this is different.
So did you notice a difference between like, I can't figure out a way to say this, it doesn't sound crass. But like when I was in high school, I had a high school boyfriend. We were together for like 2 years and we were having sex, obviously. And not to say that the sex wasn't good because I was satisfied while we were having sex, but I don't think I really knew. The first time I got fucked, I said, oh.
Was it an attitude adjustment?
There's a difference between, yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's a difference between having sex and fucking. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that like my high school boyfriend was not fucking me, like we were just having sex. But then when I had got fucked for the first time, I was like...
You were just performing the act, you were not getting fucked.
Correct. Did you like notice in that instance the first time when you got fucked versus like what sex was?
What I did notice was when I didn't have, obviously when I first started having sex, I only had, you know, my one partner and everything. After we broke up and everything, I started learning all the freaky shit motherfuckers like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he never wanted to do that to me before, you know? I didn't even know you guys did this, you know? Like shit like that. But plus I was young too, you know, I was like 20 years old. So I'm like experimenting. I don't want to say experimenting, but I was definitely open to having different relationships. I'm not going to say I felt tied down for years. I'm just going to say that I did have the same sexual partner for years. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I guess I learned as well making love versus just having sex.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I learned what it was like to get fucked and all that. But yeah, it's definitely all super different.
Because like me and my high school boyfriend, all of my first, well, he didn't take my virginity, but all of my first like getting head, giving head, like those kind of things, like using toys and like all of that shit. No business doing any of this at 16, 17, 18, but this is when it was happening. So like,
you were using toys and everything when you were that age?
I wasn't. So maybe not toys, but I will say that like I'm about to spill tea. So I bought my first toy when I was like 19. Literally went to like Spencer's Gifts and like got the toy. But when I was with him, he like wanted to like insert a lollipop in me and then like eat it.
Is that sanitary? For it to be inserted in you?
I don't know, probably not.
No, I was just wondering because everything that's in a lollipop, I would think you'd get an infection, but
I didn't have one though. I mean, I was good. I mean, it wasn't like he was like, you know, fucking you with it, you know. It was just, and it was like around Valentine's Day, so it was like one of those like little heart like lollipops. And so like he literally just like put it in and like twisted it around, like took it out and like put it in his mouth, and I was just like, damn, that was.
He wanted to taste you.
I mean, we had already been doing those kind of things, you know what I'm saying? But that day was just like, oh, okay, like this is like next level, because literally, we left and like we were out in public, you know what I'm saying? And he was eating a lollipop, so like it was like an inside thing to us that like. And then you got a whole pussy pop while we're like walking around. So that's what I mean when I say toys, but not like an actual like legit sex toy. No, we weren't doing that. But to even have done that, we were fucking 17, you know?
Yeah, I was like having very basic sex at that age.
Okay. See,
I wasn't freaky like that. Like I said, I blame my partner. So.
Really? Okay. So do you?
I blamed the man that I was with for that long, and I just felt inexperienced.
Man or boy? Because you guys were kids,
boy. You know? You legit. He was a little bit older than me, but still boy. He legit was just. We were just. I don't know. I think we were just fucking. You know, like we were just having sex, just doing
intercourse.
Like, we were just. Yes, we were having intercourse. Like the act of doing it. Like we were doing that, and I don't know. After that, now I feel like. If you try to give me this type shit, we need to do something else. We got to work on it,
shake. That is, I think that's the shake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we were just like.
Do you like making love or fucking? Or what would you like doing? Getting fucked, I should say. Sorry.
See, like I like a combination. I like maybe for it to like start off intimate, which would probably be like what making love is. But then, like, at some point, I need for you to take it out and, like, eat the fuck out of my pussy. And then when you put it back in, it's like...
And I need you to talk nasty.
You done put that bitch in sport, you know? Like, that's what I would prefer. I like both.
I like when guys talk to me nasty during sex.
Oh, what do you want to hear?
I don't know. I just like... You know how, like... Okay, so, I don't like... On a serious level, I don't like being called a bitch, right? But, like... Okay. If we're having sex, or if you're fucking me and you want to call me a bitch, by all means, please call me a bitch, okay?
In what way, though? Like, bitch, turn around.
Yeah, it's like anything, like aggressive, bitch, like, you know, like that. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a limit, though? Because, like,
You cannot choke me too hard. And if you're pulling my hair, man, you know, I've had, you know, where they little hairs get pulled out? Like, so like, let's say someone's pulling your hair. If they're pulling it too hard, you're going to feel the strands of your hair coming out.
Oh, I've never experienced that. I would be very upset.
And I think it was more so, it wasn't like purposely doing it hard, you know? I think they were just, the spot they were at, it's like, damn, you need to move your hand.
It's a little tender.
Yeah,
it's a soft spot.
Like, so let's say someone's pulling like your hair, but then they got a couple
pieces. So why do you have my baby hairs?
Like, what the fuck? It's like, no, you just can't be, don't try to kill me, okay?
I'm not really like into I don't mind the hair pulling, but it has to be in like certain positions.
I like choking.
I do like choking. So like I saw a video where there's like 4 levels to choking. The first level is just like literally like just the hand there. So not even like literally like a grab, but just there.
Okay.
The second one is where it's there, where it's like there and it's with pressure. The third one is legit like a choke.
A grab.
You know? And then the fourth one is like you want to black out.
That's a lot. See, I'm not at the 4th one yet. Okay. I'm not at the 4th one.
I don't think I'd
ever get there.
I don't know if I would ever want that, but I guess the whole purpose of the 4th one is for like them to time it perfectly with like you climaxing. So that way like you climax and like right before you climax, like you pass out.
And you know those people who have like adult rooms, like sex rooms and everything like that? The people who use gag balls, those are the type of people who are okay with blacking out, you know? I'm not at the dungeon part yet.
Yeah, I don't think that I would want that, but I am more or less like I want your hand here, I want light pressure, and I want to maybe feel like you're choking me, but it has to be at like the right time. I think like the best one that I have experienced was like from the back, and like I was laid down at first, and then this is the only time I like my hair being pulled. He pulled my hair to like set me up, and then we were like kind of like back to chest, so like my back and then his chest, and then he like reached around the front and like grabbed my neck from the back and was like choking me that way, and I really liked that, and I think that was probably the only position I would want to be in where like you're dead ass choking me. But I don't want you to be on top of me and you're applying your weight to the pressure of you fucking choking me. That's too much. That's a little too much for me.
I think I'm at the third level, just no blackout.
Yeah, I don't think I would want that either. But I know, so did I ever tell you about like my situation with Samsung and like me literally having to tell him that like
I'm so sorry
he was abusing
me that you call him that. So he was abusive to you?
He wasn't abusive to me, but I felt okay, so when we like first started hooking up, I feel like he was like pressing the limits to like see what I would be open to, you know what I mean? And I think that because I was just like enjoying the experience so much that I might have allowed for things to go a little bit further than what I was actually comfortable with in some instances, because it was like the first handful of times that we had sex, like the next day I would realize like I had bruises on me. And it wasn't like he's like, you know, beating me up like while we're hooking up, but it's like we're like fucking on the couch, and like he like tosses me around and I might like whack my leg on the coffee table.
He's shit. Rough.
Yeah, he was like rough with the shit. And it was like I had said something to him like on like very like, hey, like, you know, I'm still a lady, like, you know, you don't have to like
you would
be so
I'm
rough
still
with
a lady.
me. I am still a lady, like, you don't have to like abuse me, you know what I'm saying? Like I like what we're doing, because his head game was, you know, old nigga's head game is crazy. Like his head game was crazy, so I'm just like, I don't mind this, like this is cool, but like tone it down just like a little bit. So it was like one night where like I was bartending, and he came to the bar and he was like, am I coming home with you? And I was like, I mean, you can if you want, but like I've been here since like 6 o'clock and I'm gonna be fucking exhausted. So if you're coming, like I need for you to understand, like you're coming over to like rub my feet and like rub my back and like roll me a blunt and we're going to sleep. Like that's what the fuck you're coming over for. So I get off of work, I get home, it's like 4 a.m. and he comes over and he rolls a blunt and we're smoking and he is rubbing my feet for a little bit, but then it's like now he wants to kiss on me, and like now he wants to eat my pussy, and now we're fucking, and like
I mean, duh, that's the setup.
I mean, yeah, but like if I just told you like a bitch is tired, like that's the end. That's me letting you know I'm not riding any dick tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not riding any dick. I'm not sucking any dick tonight because I was fucking exhausted. At that point I had worked like 4 shifts in a row, like 4 8-hour bartending downtown shifts. I was fucking exhausted. So we're on the couch. Okay, and we're fucking, and he's like power driving me, and so I'm kind of like running a little bit, like backing off. So now here's the couch, here's him. I'm like this off the couch, like I'm like literally hanging off the couch at this point, like just trying to like back up from the penis. Okay, so I'm like slow down some, like relax some. He literally picks me up by my neck off the floor. Do you hear what the fuck I said? Picks me up off the floor by my neck and picks me up and slams me into the fucking couch. Okay? All while still like, bam, 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 bam. So I'm like, what the fuck? As soon as my back hits the couch, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So then, mind you, at this point, we have never exchanged spit. He never spit in my mouth. I never spit in his mouth. And I had told him I had never done that about that. I'll get to it. So I had told him like I had never done that before, whatever. I wasn't sure how I felt about it. So in that moment, when I'm telling him to like slow down some, after he just fucking choked me up and slammed me into the couch, he spits in my mouth, but my mouth wasn't even open. So he literally like spit like on my lips, and then like licked my lips, kissed me, and then just kept like pound, 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 pound. So now I'm like trying to push him off of me, and he's just not stopping. So trigger warning, ladies, trigger warning, because trigger warning. This is your moment to stop if you are triggered by things. So it got to the point to where, because I'm pushing him off of me and I'm asking him to stop, that like I literally just like dead fish just laid there because I really wanted him to get the fuck off of me. And a couple of tears had came out of my eyes because I was like laying there thinking like, am I being like raped right now? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I told him to stop. I pushed him off of me and he's still going. So I'm literally like, am I fucking being raped? So I literally like, when I say like dead fish, like my entire body just like tensed up and I stopped moving. I feel like my vagina immediately like tightened up and got like super dry. Like I was literally like, I was so fucking over it.
That hurts too.
Girl, I was so over it to the point to where like he realized it and like pulled out and just looked at me and was like, what's going on? Because I legit had I cried a little bit. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? And I was like, I asked you to stop. And I pushed you off of me. Like, and you were not stopping. And he's like, oh, were you not comfortable? And I'm like, no. I said, literally, I told you before you even came over here, like, what kind of party it was going to be. And, like, I'm not tripping that, like, we ended up hooking up anyways. But, like, we've never even had this type of rough sex this much. Like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, he was just, like, super apologetic. But, like, I just like, literally, like, he slept on the couch. I went and I slept in my bed. When I woke up the next morning, you know, he was gone. He had, like, left, like, a little baggie of, like, some bud and, like, some shells for me. And, like, next to it was just, like, I'm so sorry. You know, call me when you feel like talking. And we didn't talk for maybe, like, a week or so. And then he came into my job and he was like, so do you hate me? Like, are we not cool anymore? Like, I really don't want you to feel like I violated you. Like, I don't want you to feel that way. And I'm like, but I do feel violated. Because I literally was laying there wondering to myself, like, and is this happening to me? Because I'm telling you to stop it, you're not stopping. Like, what the fuck is going on? We like stopped dating at that point for like almost a year. And then we became cool again, but we still like the sex aspect of our friendship never picked back up because I was just like, bro, I told you previously before, like, you're really rough and you don't have to be that way. And then what you decide to do is like, we probably had sex maybe twice after my initial time of telling him to like tone it down. And it was like cool, chill. And then that next time it was just like to the fucking max. And I just had to realize like, that's just how you have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that he was trying to like violate me or do anything like to make me feel that kind of way. I think that's just his style of sex because I really felt like he could not help himself. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, that was just too much for me.
So question, obviously, regardless, you said stop, he should have stopped no matter what. But do you think that he didn't, maybe, you know how you guys have had sex before, right? Mm-hmm. And normally, did you guys have rough sex normally before that?
Not to that level, no.
And you know how some girls say stop and it probably really doesn't mean stop.
But I'm not a kid. I'm grown as hell, so no.
I'm just asking, like, do you think he was being selfish, like I need to come before getting out? Or do you really think that's like, he's a rough person and that's how he has sex?
So, in retrospect, when I like look back and think about it, this is a man who was in his early 40s who experienced Freaknik. Mm-hmm. And like literally going to places and having sex with random women that he's never met before and going, you know, overseas and fucking bitches that he's not, you know. So I mean, maybe for him that probably was just like normal, you know what I'm saying, normal shit. But like at the same time, it's already uncomfortable and awkward to tell somebody what your expectations are when it comes to your sex life. So for me to tell you like, I like the sex that we have, but I need you to not be so rough. For me to have told you that, and you were only able to tone it down a couple of times after that before you got right back into your normal shit. It was just like, okay, yeah, no. Great guy. He, in no other way did he ever do anything to make me feel like he dishonored or disrespected me or anything like that. But in that situation, I had never felt like that ever in my life, to the point to where I literally was shedding tears because I'm thinking in my mind like, oh my God, am I fucking being raped right now? It was insane. It was insane. So yeah.
Obviously, you don't think that was his intent, but regardless, you still felt violated.
Yes.
He should have chilled the fuck out. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was intense. Like I said, it was intense, and I, for a second.
And how did he not notice when you like closed up and got dry? You know what I mean? Like, is that when he asked what's going on?
That's when he like pulled out. Yeah, that's when he eventually like pulled out and was like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like I said, I think part of it was kind of my fault. Wow. Not to like blame myself, but some of it was my fault just because I joked a lot. We joked around a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like we played around a lot, and I think that me being so like dominant and aggressive with him in some ways, he felt like I could handle it, or like that was okay, or I don't know. Don't let me get to like trying to justify it, because there's no justification for how it happened. Mm-hmm. But I do think that like from the initial moment of us meeting each other, even from the point of me calling him Samsung, we shit talk each other. You know what I'm saying? Like that was kind of like our like little love language, was like banter. And I'm a very like shit talky kind of person with like me and my person, but there's always like limits and boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that he was expecting for me to be like, yeah, let's talk shit, but like I also want you to like baby me. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's just like, well, bitch, I thought you were the shit talker. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought this was just like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yeah, I am a shit talker, but like I'm still a baby. like don't do me like that. Part. So I don't know.
I'm a shit talker, but don't yell at me.
Oh no yelling. Like, no yelling. Lower your motherfucking tone. Mm-hmm. We gonna talk some shit, but lower your fucking tone. So I don't know. Like I said, great guy. I had a lot of fun with him. We had a lot of good experiences, but that particular experience, I was just like, ah. And we never, like I said, we never had sex again after that. We still like, we went like almost a whole year without talking. And then he saw my best friend somewhere and was like, man, can you tell your friend I miss her, this, that, and the third, whatever. And when she told me, I was just like, yeah, you know, he got my number ain't changed, like he could hit me up, whatever. And maybe like a week after that, he hit me up. We went on a couple of like, I don't even know if I would call them dates. They were dates, activity kind of things, but like not with intention. We hung out and caught up with each other and, you know, smoked some weed and had fun like that. But we literally never had sex ever again. So, and I think that he knew the reason why, because he definitely, when he texted me, he said, I'm sorry that you feel, what was it? What did he say? It was something along the lines of, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. I promise, like, I won't choke you anymore. Do you see that spider?
It's on me?
It's like hanging.
Bitch.